1.8 billion years ago, this area was volcanic. Absolutely. The granite is of igneous origin, and on the surface there would have been volcanoes then. And we can find volcanic rocks in the area. So there's no question the environment 1.8 billion years ago was completely different than the environment today, both physically and also biologically as well. It would have been an exciting time, I think. Big mountains, volcanoes, there'd be no vegetation in the landscape. So when it rained, there'd be amazing floods, there'd be tremendous amount of sediment moving everywhere, much faster action than we're used to in the landscape today. But we mustn't confuse the volcanic activity, the igneous activity that took place 1.8 billion years ago with what we have today.
We think that it was called Rib Mountain because of the river, the Rib River. So we're not quite sure if the Rib River was named first or if Rib Mountain was named first, but there is this hill coming out of the plains of Marathon County, which I think is kind of cool.
It was actually called Rib Hill up until the first years of the 20th century, and someone started calling it Rib Mountain.
I think that was just part of the commercialization for the promotion, the Chamber of Commerce promotion of Rib Mountain as a ski destination.
How much relief does it have to be called a mountain? There's no real geographical or geological definition of that, but most people would say at least 1,000 feet. And Rib Mountain is at 600 feet. That is the greatest prominence of any mountain in Wisconsin.
The Civilian Conservation Corps was part of President Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal to get people working in the 1930s during the Great Depression. Young men were paid basically $1 a day to go to work for the federal government and do different projects around the country.
The Civilian Conservation Corps was important in Marathon County. They had their base camp at the foot of Rib Mountain, and they were key in developing other parks throughout Marathon County.
They cut the first ski runs. They built several shelters. They built the original ski chalet at the ski area at the base of the hill and put in hiking trails that are still in use today, put in some other stone fixtures, retaining walls that are still here today.
And the key winter sport of skiing here in Marathon County really did take off after the development of Rib Mountain by the Civilian Conservation Corps.
And in talking to some of those people over the years, and I don't even know if there's any left anymore because so long ago, and those young men were 18, 19 years old at the time. Quartzite, billion-year-old rock.
Rib Mountain is composed of a metamorphic rock, quartzite, which is a crystalline rock. That's to say it's essentially quartz crystals that have all intergrown with each other. And it's very, very pure quartz. So the rock is about 1.8 billion years old, 1,800 million years old. It's a different question if you ask me how the mountain is, because the mountain has only been revealed as the surrounding material has been worn away.
So that's why Rib Mountain is here. It is a mountain or hill of quartzite where the surrounding area was granite. And so when the glaciers came through, this stayed because it can withstand that weathering and everything else washed away.
Rib Mountain dominates really Marathon County and central Wisconsin. You can't go very far and realize that Rib Mountain is an important part of our history. It's an important part of our landscape, and throughout the years, it has always played an important part in one way or the other, whether it be mining, whether it be skiing, whether it be the prospecting for other types of minerals, logging. It's always been an important part of who we are, and it has always given us, I think, a little bit of distinction, really.